Good afternoon, good morning, or good evening to everyone in the TBC community and to the world in general. My name is Edward Ebuje, and I'm a member of the Billion Coin community. Today, I am doing this video to really speak to every one of us who are out there and who will come across this video on the whole concept of TBC. Now, we have seen cases and I've read cases in the community of what different persons have said and how awesome TBC really is. And today, I just want to have a heart-to-heart talk, to all who will be joining TBC and to those who have joined. We just had our second year anniversary, which is super awesome. To me, it is super awesome. Now, this is not just about promoting an idea, but it's a heart-to-heart talk, and it's a call to action. It's a call to action, an action to taking positive steps. We all have to take positive step in moving from where we are to where we should be. And by so doing, I'm not just talking about those of us in TBC. No. I'm talking to the world in general. TBC admin has done so much, and from all that he did and all that he's doing, I've been able to learn so much. So much that we've come to uncover some facts that have been hidden away from us for so many years. The whole of humanity is held in lack, and this lack is artificial. It is not real. It is man-made. It was Nelson Mandela who said that poverty is man-made. It is not something that was designed along with the world. No, it wasn't designed along with the world. It was created by a group of people. So my video today is helping us understand this concept and helping us understand TBC at large. Much because of its mission. The mission of TBC, which is to help people get out of poverty and lack, it's a mission that I am in love with so much. Now, I have been able to, within a period of preparation, I was able to put down some points which I believe I'll be sharing today. Now, for us to understand TBC's mission and TBC itself very well, we have to fully understand the history of money. Very many persons grow up and they don't really care to know how money came about. Very many persons in this present generation, they don't even know the concept of money, where money all came from. Having said that, I have to say this, it may not all go well with many, but I know it is a practical fact. The entire system of the world is rigged. As you study and make research more, you begin to find out that what I said is true. The entire system of rigged is heavily rigged. And we were born into this system. We grew up in this system, and this system for so long time that we have become so used to it, and it has become the norm. It is not the norm. Like they say, 1 plus 1 is 2. But 1 plus 1 can be 10, which is 10 in binary system. These two ideas were chunked up into our heads. Let's look at money. What is money? We really need to know what money is, where it is, and where TBC is going to be able to harness the power. I believe that the reason why a lot of persons in TBC community per se and outside of the community have not really taken steps is because they are not well educated enough. I'm not talking about schooling. Schooling is quite different from education, and we are not going to do that today. Okay, because they are not well educated enough, And personally, I want to use this medium to begin to reorient, re-educate those persons in TBC and outside of TBC, and as far as my video goes, in order for them to really know where we are coming from and where we are going to. Now, what is money? Like I said initially, in its simplest form, money is any agreement, or is an agreement, and the acceptance of anything of value as a medium of exchange that satisfies both parties. I'll come again. It is an agreement. That's what money is. Money is just an agreement, and the acceptance of that agreement of anything of value. Anything that I call valuable, anything that the next party call valuable, that both of us agree to use as a medium of exchange, is money. Okay, so in its simplest form, that's money. Anything of value that 2 or 3 or more parties agree to use as a medium of exchange is money. And at the long run, as we all begin to, or this group of people begin to use it, it becomes generally accepted. Now, money is not about the paper, but your conscious agreement and settlement on that paper as a medium of exchange. So it's not about the paper that we use as a medium of exchange. No, that's not the money. It is the consciousness behind it. It is the consciousness, take note of the word. It is the consciousness behind that paper. That is what gives it value. The paper on its own is valueless. The paper on its own is valueless. Now, that brings me back to what I said initially when I said that the system is rigged. As we began to grow, we were taught. It was driven into us that what we met, the paper that we met, is money. But that's not true. It is the consciousness, the acceptance that is money. So if I'm to go a little bit further, it means nothing is of importance or worth until you say so. Yeah. That is to say, nothing holds value until you attach a value to it. So it is the value that you and I give to a thing that determines the worth of the thing. It's not the thing itself. If for those of us who are, sorry, I have to go a little bit into religion per se, but for those of us who would agree, the lion was not called lion until Adam termed it as lion. Okay, if that's the case, the vehicles that are produced, they are nameless until somebody gives it a name. It is not of value until somebody gives it a figure. You see, now once that is agreed on, that becomes the worth of that thing. So in the same vein, that is how money is. So if I can take it deeper, you are worth more than the money, than the paper. You are the abundance. We are the abundance. Because we are the ones that define what the word uses. We are the ones that defines it. That's the basic truth. I think that's the simplest form I can do. Now I have to do all this, or I have to say all this, because it's high time we really start driving truth into people. It's high time. We have gotten to that point where we must drive the truth into humanity. People have been struggling. I was going through the statistics. People that live below the poverty line are extremely high. Now, how did that happen? Because the system was rigged. The system was rigged. So it's high time we start educating ourselves. It's high time we start making research. It's high time we start taking positive steps that will lead us into the abundance that is set before us. Okay? So that's the definition of money. And if you go back into history, to really buttress our point, if you go back into history, really make research, during the barter period, there was a period in Africa, where basically in my country, Nigeria, where they used cowries. At those times, during the barter period and the period of cowries, there was plenty for everybody. Everything was working well. So if I'm to arrange it into ages, it means, excuse me, during the agrarian age and the hunter-gatherer age, things were super cool for everybody. People had more than enough. Yeah, people had more than enough, and there was the difference that existed between parties were not much. Virtually, we could say everybody were living on the same pedestal. But things went out of control when the industrial age was introduced. The industrial age is good, but it was this period during the industrial age that was when, you can do your research, that was when things began to grow bad. You know, to add to it, I was reading a book yesterday, and The writer made a comment. He said, let me paraphrase, depression is a scam. Then he went further to explain. Where depression, the governments, they come up to say there's not enough money in circulation and all that. The question he asked was, where did all the paper money go to? Yes, I need us to answer that question. You think about it. Where did all the paper money go to? Were they stolen? Or an alien came to planet Earth and took that's embarrassing, and took all of this money and zoom away? You see, that again shows to you and I that the system is rigged. Okay, I don't want to go into government history and all that today, but we'll do that in our subsequent class videos. And that is why I termed my video TBC education. It's high time we start educating people. Okay, it's not about selling of the coin and all that. No, it's high time we really start educating people over and over. So where did the money go to? The paper money. Okay, so you see that the introduction of the industrial system, which is super cool, is okay. I'm not against it. But the introduction of it, the persons that introduced it had a plan. They had a plan, an agenda. And that's what we're seeing today. That's what the world is experiencing. If you agree with me, it was in that same period that education was birthed. That same period. Why? Why did they bring the two schooling system? Talking about the schooling system. Why did both happen at the same time? Please don't get me wrong. Schooling is okay. But to me, there is an idea behind it. And that is to shut people's mind off. Not to have the agrarian mentality. Okay? Because in the agrarian mentality, it had to do with energy and skills, which is what we are still using today. But they want to shut it so that the individuals will not think for their own selves, but they'll be used to instructions, used to following instructions. They become obedient workers. In other words, obedient slaves. All right, so that is how far for now that I want to take it on money. You can do your own research, and you find out that the barter system was an awesome system where people were having and enjoying the abundance in the world. But right now, that has been stolen from people, and it is really affecting. When it was stolen, it started affecting the entire system. Okay, now having been able to say that, we'll now move on. We've known the definition of money. There are so many definitions. I would really like to read out to you if you would have the time. Okay, but someone said that money is anything that is commonly, I like that word, it is commonly acceptable. by a group of people. Take note of that. Commonly acceptable by a group of people for the exchange of goods or resources. Wow. I gave this definition because we will be moving on to the next thing, which is the understanding of TBC itself. Something that is commonly acceptable by a group of people in exchange for resources or goods or services. Wow. That's the definition of money. Okay. Now, having known what's this definition, now let's look at TBC. Like you know, or if you don't know, TBC is the billion coin currency. Okay? The billion coin currency, and it is a cryptocurrency. TBC is money. Yeah. TBC is money, but not like the fiat, not like the paper money that we are used to. Take note of the word, that we are used to. Please, before I progress, we have to break that confinement of the usual. We have to break it. We have to step out of the usual to the unusual. We have to step out of the circumference of the usual to the unusual. We have to move out from what is known, what is normal, to a new idea. That's the only way we can gain the results that we are looking for. There are so many of you out there, so many of you like me and like so many other persons. We are doing everything within our power to make ends meet. We are. Okay? I came to discover that if we must end it, if we must per se make ends meet, then we have to step out of the usual. The usual is the problem. The usual is the prison. The usual is the limitation. We have to give up the usual. That's the only way. Giving up the usual. Okay? We have to start learning things, new things better. We have to start learning new things again. TBC is money, but this time it is the digital money, electronic money. Okay, so that is what TBC is. And from our definition, we said it is anything that is generally, as in that parties agree. So based on that is an agreement. And TBC works, its guiding principle is the agreement. That you and I agree, not that the value of TBC will not go down. that you and I agree and accept it that way is what would say is money, as the definition of money. Okay? So, what is the idea behind the TBC? The mission of TBC is, like I stated before, is small, is simple, not small, it's simple. Helping people get out of poverty. Better still, bringing abundance to humanity. Question: who doesn't like abundance? Who won't accept superabundance? This is what TBC is. It is, that is the mission, bringing abundance to everybody. Everybody who will leave the norm and accept the new. You leave the norm and accept the new. That is what TBC is. Those are the people it's for. We have to get out of the norm. The mission is to help people. To help people. And that is what, like I said in the beginning of the video, that is what make me, sorry, let me borrow a word, go super excited. Okay, better word. Super excited about TBC. Because it is here to help. Yeah, it is here to help. And as many who would embrace this idea, who will embrace this goal, who will embrace this mission, will be doing the world a great deal of good. The mission of TBC is to help people get out of poverty and to introduce abundance to humanity. And we say TBC is money. It is money. There are some things I am just trying to put together in my head to really say to us, but they are not, it's not lining up today. Maybe in a subsequent presentation, I would be able to put them together. Maybe I'll do a write-up, okay? I'll do a write-up, and so that everything will be organized. Organized. All right. So TBC is the money, but it's not the norm, which is the paper that we know. Okay. And if you read our mission statement, it is to end poverty globally. People say that is not possible, and I tell a lot of people that is super possible. It is. Look at it. If poverty was created humanly, then wealth can also be created, or is already available. Wealth can be introduced humanly. I would want to stop here today. In our subsequent presentation, still, we are going to learn so much. I'm going to be doing a lot of delivering of information. That's just what I want to do, to help us to gain solid footing. I cannot express it, but my heart is heavy, because I have come to see that humanity have been introduced into lack. And if I'm to become religious, let me borrow that word, this is not God's idea for you. It is not God's idea for any man. If you read the book of Genesis, chapter 2, you will find out that abundance is God's idea for everybody. Abundance. Check from the life of Abraham and all that, downward, you see that abundance is God's idea for humanity. It's a group of people that decided to introduce this poverty to the world, and children are dying daily. In our subsequent presentation, like I said earlier, I'm going to bring statistics of people that are dying out of poverty. But you and I, working together alongside with the admin of the Billion Coin, we're going to reach out to these persons that are out there. We're going to make the world a better place. I believe that so much. That I was born for a cause. That you were born for a cause. And it is to make the world a better place. Till we see again, stay blessed. I remain my humble self, Edward J. God bless you.